Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. Come on. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Hello and welcome to another video. Thank you so much for coming to watch. Before we get started, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Now that you did, let's get started. Today I'm gonna do a full meal prep. I'm gonna show you guys step by step everything that I do to make my meals ready. So before I do anything, I always prep my meats because I like to season it first and leave it for like at least an hour in the fridge so the seasoning could get in the meat so it could actually taste like seasoning. So what I do, I always buy fresh meat. I never buy frozen because I feel like frozen meat, I feel like it tastes like a little harder and it's not as fresh. You could taste it in the meat when it's frozen. So I always do fresh, and I prefer to buy like small portions like this instead of like big portions because I feel like after a few days it does get bad. So I prefer to go to a supermarket every 3 days instead of like every week because I feel like by the fifth day it's already tasting bad. So what I use to season my meats is Mrs. Dash because it has no calories, it has no sodium, and I just put my own amount of sodium. Like that, I know exactly what's going into it. So that's the first thing I do. I'm gonna season these. I'm gonna cut the chicken up and season it and put it in the freezer and in the refrigerator. And the same thing with the ground turkey. And then my first meal that I'm gonna be showing you guys is gonna be my breakfast, which is gonna be protein pancakes, which I make with, of course, protein. And I do it with oatmeal, which I do this oatmeal, the instant one, that's 1 minute because it's like smaller, it's easier to, it's like a smaller one. And then I use blueberry, and then I also use egg whites. So that's the first meal I'm gonna be showing you guys. Also, pro tip, the chicken, I always use the paper towel and like wrap it up to absorb all the water, because if you leave all the water inside, I feel like eventually the water's gonna come out and you're gonna start boiling the chicken and it's gonna taste just hard, and you don't want that. So what I do is before I season it or anything, I put it in between 2 paper towels and like let it like absorb all the water out, and like that it doesn't have any water inside. So while I have that dry, the chicken drying, well, like absorbing all the water out, I'm gonna season the ground turkey, which I'm gonna use some salt. I do like just a little bit, enough to give it a little flavor. I also do Mrs. Dash, which this is the garlic flavor one, and this is the one I was telling you guys that has no calories. So I just put like 2 teaspoons. I also use onion powder, and then I use some garlic powder too. And at the end, when it's cooking, I will drop some lemon juice. So we're gonna make meal 1, which is protein pancakes, which I start with half a cup of oatmeal, which I'm gonna put it into the NutriBullet, and then we're gonna blend all the ingredients out. So this is half a cup of oatmeal. Then I do 1/3 of a cup of blueberries. Also 1/3 of a cup of egg whites. I usually do this egg whites instead of like real eggs and just wasting the whole egg. I feel like it's more convenient like that, and I don't waste time also just like taking the yolk out, which I prefer this over the whole egg because I just need the egg white. And lastly, we're gonna do 1 scoop of protein, which I always use Muscle Tech because I feel like I try using other proteins and they don't bake well or they don't digest well. So that's why I always stick to this one because it cooks well, bakes well, like it blends well, and it also digests really well in my stomach. So if something's not broken, don't fix it. So I just fixed this one. So after that, I'm just gonna blend this. So once it's all blended like this, it's like the pancake mix. I'm gonna pour it into a non-sticking pan. So like this, it doesn't stick. And I also use a non-sticking oil just in case. And I also measure the measurements because I like to make it look cute. And so I measure it like this, like 1/3 to make 2 even pancakes. So here is the final product for meal 1 right here. Look how pretty it is. So this is blueberry pancakes, protein pancakes with oatmeal. And this is for today. And then I have for the rest of the week. The other ones, I just put the fruit on top when I'm gonna eat them. But I'm gonna enjoy this and then I'm gonna show you guys the next meal. All right, so we're back with meal number 2 and it's right here. Look at how pretty that looks. Let me not even move the plate too much because it's gonna fall over. So meal number 2 is a low carb but higher fat meal because fats keep you full longer. So I like to switch it up. So since meal number 1 was higher carbs, so meal number 2 is gonna keep me full a little bit longer and hold me off. So what I did for meal number 1, I did frozen mixed veggies, which you could just grab from the frozen section in the supermarket, which I already had made, which was I didn't show. So I just steamed the vegetables. You can put it in the microwave or you can just steam it in a pot. And then on top of that, I put like tomato sauce. This is like a low carb one. It's like only 5 grams of carbs. And on top of that is the ground turkey I was making earlier. And on top of that, I put 1 slice of cheese. This one is I think the lowest fat one. And this is the final product. So for my next meal, I'm gonna be attempting to make protein cookies. And I'm gonna use 2 bananas, a scoop of protein, a cup of oatmeal, and sprinkle a serving of chocolate chips. It's my first time making them, so wish me luck. I'm gonna use these as my pre-workout meal because I don't like nothing. I like something quick and something that's not too big. So, and why not treat myself like with something sweet and like something that I'm gonna like look forward to eating as my pre-workout, as like motivation to work out. So like little tricks like that actually work because like that I'm like if I go to work out, I get to eat a cookie. So little things like that make sure everything. So once I get the cookies, I could divide the macros and know exactly how much calories and how much everything macros has 1 cookies. Like that I could fit it into my daily macros. So this is why I'm gonna measure exactly how much I put of these. So all you have to do is change up into grams to measure this. The chocolate chips. And there you go. Then stir it up. And it's 14 grams per serving. So I'm going to do 2 servings, which is 28. So the oven is at 350 right now, and I'm gonna put the cookies in and leave it in for 15 minutes. See how they look at 15 minutes to see if they need more time. This is my first time making them, so hopefully they come out good. Let's see. So the cookies took 15 minutes to bake, and this is the final product right here. I let them cool down for like about 10 minutes, and then I put them in this Tupperware, And while the cookies were making, I also made chicken, the chicken that I was prepping earlier, which I also did with half a cup of rice, which I already had. The rice that I use is jasmine rice, just regular rice. And that took about 15 minutes to cook the rice. And I also used some of the mixed veggies I had earlier from the other meal, which I had some left, so I put it in this meal. And also when I had this meal, I also do a cup of lettuce so I could feel more full. Also, I put teriyaki sauce on top, which is 1 serving, which is not a lot of calories if you're worried about the calories, but it's not that much calories. So if you like teriyaki sauce, I highly recommend it because it tastes like a Chipotle bowl, let's say. But this all took like about less than 2 hours. So I highly recommend you meal prepping because it does save you time throughout the week. If you're a busy person and you want to stay on track, it's definitely going to help you. So I highly recommend it. If you want to try some of these meals, go ahead and try and let me know how much you like it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for coming to watch, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.